Astro Haiti here with a Aries only love tarot reading. I did a live reading earlier, and let me fix this camera. And I don't know how it went, and I didn't post because I guess it doesn't do that on TikTok. So I'm here and I'm back. All right, this is gonna be an Aries tarot reading. Let's see what Aries and am I connecting with. What messages do you have for Aries for their highest self? Seven of Swords reversed. Are you stop lying to yourself. You've stopped lying to yourself. You're being honest with yourself and honest with people in your life now in ways that you weren't. You're showing up really authentically yourself without fear. Some of you had this defense or this wall up, or I don't want to say you were fake, but you did a lot of pretending because it was to protect yourself, right? Like maybe you pretended you were happy when you weren't. Maybe you went along to get along when you have something to say. Three of Wands reversed. But you're still struggling to find a path, to find the open door. What are they struggling to find? Jesus, they're talking. Page of Wands. So, I'm having a hard time communicating. And the Page of Wands pages are all communication. So you're having a hard time communicating. You're having a hard time communicating authentically and finding the right way to communicate in ways that are not impulsive, maybe even angry, irrational, illogical, and based on like a fight or flight defense mechanism. I'm gonna get you before you get me. Okay, take what resonates. This is collective and that's very specific. So the Aries that I'm connecting with right now are finally done with lying about who they are, but you're still trying to navigate how to show up and not show up in a shadow version of you where you communicate in ways that are not aligning with like your highest good. Maybe you're tired of pretending, but now you're like full force blunt and it's not working for you. Okay, what else do you have for Aries for their highest good? Nine of Swords. And you're overthinking it. You're thinking a lot about, and you're a little worried about how you're going to come off. You're overthinking, you're stressed. What are they stressed about? What are they overthinking regarding this shift? Okay. So you're stressed and worried about your security and foundationally how you can grow in this new you. How you can grow in this new you and stay solid in who you're being now. This like open, honest person that's struggling with finding a path of how to move around the world and communicate in a way that's effective, that's going to help you grow. This could also be at work. Maybe at work, you're having a hard time communicating in ways that are conducive to your growth at work. Okay. What else? Okay. So there's an offer or something that you're waiting on, and then you have the Nine of Cups, which is another offer, invitation, specifically matters of the heart. So maybe this is you're trying to communicate something honestly. Don't know how to do it without being impulsive, too harsh, too quick to anger. And so you're worried about how to receive this, how to ask for this, how to communicate this in a way that's secure, grounded, and confident so you get what you want. And you maybe get an invitation or some type of date or some type of offer or some type of communication and movement and love, okay? What else? What else do you have for Aries for their highest good? What else do you have for Aries for their highest good? Okay, the Emperor, Aries energy. So you have a lot of fire. You have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So it feels like there is a need to balance between expressing yourself emotionally and not allowing that to get to the point where you are super controlling, super impulsive, and it's almost like you worry how you come off. And now that you're full in your honesty and wanting to just say things how it is, you have to strike a balance between coming off too emotional, too extreme, too intense, okay? Yeah, death, Scorpio in the bottom of a deck. There's an ask for your higher self to transform how you're approaching love, relationships, your security, your foundation, your abundance internally. There's a need and a call. Queen of Wands. You can shine and you can glow without being forceful. You can show up and be honest without being mean. And I'm not saying you are, but maybe this is how you're coming across, right? Because you're finally owning up and being fully who you are, but you're struggling with how to present yourself, whether this is work or in love or in relationships or in dating. It's like you want to lead the emperor, but sometimes you need to allow things to flow. Sometimes you need to release the control. Even if you're finally living in your truth doesn't have to be forceful, okay? All right, I'm going to ask for, give me 3 cards for advice. 3 of Cups reversed. So please don't overindulge on things. Don't do things in excess, because that's detrimental. If you're doing anything excessively in whatever capacity, like working too hard, pushing too hard, emoting like to the extreme, not letting people talk, not letting people have a say, partying too hard, drinking too much, just be really careful that you're not using extremes to heal something or to almost like pretend like you're someone you're not, okay? To hide something. Any more advice for Aries for their highest good? Wow, that flip. 6 of Wands reversed. So it is about that nature of that leading. Release the ego. Release the control. But don't think that just because you're not in charge that you're failing. Don't think that just because you're not controlling something that things can't go your way. And as an Aries myself, I know it's difficult sometimes to flow. Like we want to just do and take action, but it's not the time for that. It's not the time for that. So you might have that habit, that pattern, 3 of Cups, of going to extreme measures to take action and to take control and to thank you, Spirit, to like do things so that your pride and your ego aren't hurt. So it's like a defense mechanism, like I said earlier, where you're struggling to find the path of how to express yourself and still protect yourself and protect your ego and protect your pride. If that makes sense. All right, one more card for advice. One more card for advice for my fireballs. One more. One more, please. Show me clearly. Also, personal readings are open. So, link is in the bio. 5 of Pentacles. Okay. You need to embrace the possibility of like people closing the door on you. It's almost like, when you grow and you evolve and you change into a new person and you shift, not everyone's going to come with you. And you have to be okay with that. It doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. But not every door is supposed to be open to you at this time. Not every person is supposed to go along with you as you completely shift and transform the death energy into this new version of yourself and release this control and this need to pretend to protect yourself. Okay? So that's what Spirit has to say to you. That was a very deep message and I hope it resonated. Follow. Link in bio for personal readings.